welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are introducing two brand new die sets. We have our Shadow Boxcard Park add-on and also our Shadow Boxcard Spring add-on. And I love these add-ons so much because they're designed to work with our original Shadow Boxcard die. It gives you new window options and new insert options, and they're so much fun. So let's go ahead and check it out. Here are the dies for the Park add-on, and I love that cool rounded shaped window. And then here you can see how you can take those tree branches and put them on either side of that cool rounded window. This is a nice insert there that has some grass on it. And then we also have some pieces that you can layer there to create a cute little bird and also a squirrel holding an acorn, which is adorable. These pieces here are little tree tops, and they can be used over the tree trunks, or it can be used under the tree trunk so you can see the tree trunk on the outside. The other cool thing about these pieces is that you could layer them in front like we've done here, or you can layer them behind too for a totally different look. So you can really use your imagination there. The other thing is that we designed the tree tops to also look like clouds. So if you cut them out of white cardstock and you layer them, it looks like these really cool puffy clouds in your adorable little shadow box scene. So here is the spring add-on, and this one has this really cool large oval shaped window. It also has an insert with these cute little flowers on it, and you can see what that looks like there. And so you can take all of those little flower pieces there and create lots of cool little colored flowers onto this grassy hill, which is such a fun look. It also has those cute little bunnies and the butterflies to help set the scene. We're going to be creating 3 different shadow box cards today, and here I'm using the main shadow box card die piece to cut some ground coffee cardstock. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that die and I'm going to fit in the window from the Park add-on. So I'm just going to layer that right into the die, hold it in place with some post-it note tape there, run it through my die cut machine, and now I have the front of my shadow box with that cool window in it. So the shadow box card die creates 2 score lines for you. So we're going to fold along the one that's about in the center, and then we're going to fold along the one on the outer edge that's going to create a tab that helps us put the whole thing together. And so we're going to be doing this on this piece and also on the other piece too. So I'm going to fold that and then crease it nice there with the bone folder and repeat on the other piece that doesn't have a window cut out of it. Then we'll take some 1/8 inch double-sided tape and we're going to put that on the outside of the box on both of the tabs, on both pieces, just like that. Then we'll remove the liner paper on one of the tabs and we're going to butt these 2 pieces up against each other and then fold that tab down to create one long piece. Then we can start to add some decoration. So I've die cut those tree tops from some spiffy speckles paper, and we're going to layer those tree tops right in the upper right and left hand corner of our shadow box. So we'll layer those on. And then we can start to work with the tree trunks. Now the tree trunks, I've die cut that from some of the woodgrain cardstock, so it has that beautiful woodgrain texture on it, which I think is so pretty on those tree trunks. And so I'm going to layer that trunk right on top, and you'll see just how cute this is looking there. I just love being able to see the tree branches there in the leaves of the tree. Next, I want to create a sky in the background. So we're going to be cutting some Watercolor Wishes paper down to 3 1/4 by 2 3/4, and then the smaller pieces are going to be 2 1/8 by 2 3/4. We can then add some tape runner to the back of those pieces and then layer them on each side of the inside of the box. So those sizes are what the sizes of the sides of the box are. So you can see just how pretty that's starting to look. Once you add that sky in there, it's like, oh my goodness, it's already all coming together. So now that we have the sky all done, it's time to start working on the grass. So I've die cut my grass piece, I've folded along the score lines that the die created for me and added some 1/8 inch tape to either of those tabs. And then we're going to pull up the liner paper on one of the tabs, and I'm going to layer that in about 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch from the front of the box right in there. Then I can fold that flat and peel up the liner paper there and then close the right side of the box onto it. By forming this box while it's completely flat, it guarantees that the box is going to be able to fold flat to fit in an envelope. So I'm going to attach it there, and then I can peel up the liner paper on that tab and attach the entire box together. So now you can see we've got a box that folds flat and then pops open to be this gorgeous shadow box. So I've taken out my Butterfly Kisses stamp set here, and I went ahead and die cut and stamped and colored a bunch of little images, the butterflies, flowers, and clouds. And I'm also going to die cut a simple wavy banner here out of some white cardstock, and we're going to stamp that with the Wavy Sayings stamp set. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick out one of those sentiments, and I thought thinking of you would be really sweet, and we're going to stamp that in some black licorice ink right onto that banner. And those wavy sayings are perfectly curved to fit that banner. And now we can start to decorate. So I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of that banner and attach that between the two trees. And then I'm going to start to attach everything else. So I'm going to add some adhesive just to the very bottom of the bunny, and then I can attach that bunny right onto the grass. And then I'm going to fill in the background with the clouds. And by adding stuff all the way to the back of the box and then in the middle on the grassy piece and then in front, it really gives it this beautiful dimension. So we're going to add those clouds in the background and then also some flowers into the grass to kind of fill up the right side part of the card. Now I wanted those butterflies to be floating, so to do that we're going to be using some acetate. So I'm going to take some nice clear acetate or any clear plastic, even something from like a takeout container would work, and I'm just going to trim that down to be about 1/8 of an inch thick right here in my paper trimmer. If you were using plastic you could just cut it and kind of freehand it with your scissors. Then I'm going to use some glue dots, and I'm going to add some glue dots to the top of these pieces, and that way I can attach the butterflies right to the top of that acetate. Then we can use our tape runner and add some tape to the bottom, and we're going to layer that acetate piece right behind the grass so that the butterfly is floating above the bunny's head and he's looking up at the butterflies. So we're going to repeat that on another piece of acetate with the second butterfly. We'll add some adhesive there to the bottom of that piece, and then we're going to layer that right into the box. You can see just how cute it looks, and it's just amazing with those butterflies floating in the air. This card makes me smile so much. One of my favorite things about these shadow box cards is how easy they are to mail. So I can go ahead, I can fold it flat, I could write my message right along the back, and then you can put that in a standard envelope with standard postage, and you can send it off in the mail. And the best part is when the recipient then gets their envelope, they're going to open it up, and when they open it up, the box is going to pop open and be this really cool 3-dimensional surprise. Oh my goodness, I just love it with those trees in the front. It reminds me of one of those storybooks from when we were kids. Now next up we're going to be working with the spring add-on, and so we're going to take out some wood grain cardstock here, which is so beautiful with that texture there, and we're going to die cut the base part of the shadow box, and then we're going to take the shadow box base there and we're going to add in the oval shaped window from the spring add-on. So we're going to layer that in just like that and hold that in place with some low-tack tape, and then we can run that through the die cut machine, and we're going to have a little piece there with the oval opening and then the piece without an opening. Then we're going to go ahead and fold along those score lines that the die created for us about in the center, and then creating a little tab on the edge, and we're going to add some 1/8 inch tape to that tab, and then we'll repeat the same thing on the piece without the window. So we'll fold in the center, fold that skinny tab, and then add some tape to the outside of that tab. We can then peel up the liner paper on one of those tabs, but those two pieces together, we're going to fold that flap down, attaching them to create one long piece. So to create our sky, I'm picking out some paper from the Spiffy Speckles 6x6 pad, and I've trimmed down those pieces to fit on the inside of the box. So that's going to be 3 1/4 by 2 3/4 and 2 1/8 by 2 3/4 for the sides. So I'm adding some adhesive to the back of those, and we're going to layer that all along the inside of the box. So now it's time to work on that cute little flower insert. So we've gone ahead and die cut that from some Cilantro cardstock. And here we have mermaid, sugarplum, guava, and sunflower cardstocks. And we're going to die cut these little flowers from those cardstocks and layer these flowers on to kind of have a little rainbow of flowers going on. So I'm going to layer the yellow base first. That's going to be the center of my flowers. And then layer the guava pieces on top of that. And then we can go ahead and do the little tulips there in purple and in the mermaid color. Then we can fold along the little tabs that the die created for us and add some 1/8 inch tape to each of those tabs. Then we're going to peel up the liner paper on one of the tabs, and we're going to insert this into the box. And so I'm going to line it up once again about a quarter or 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch from the front. Anything will work there. Attach that down, fold it flat. Then we can peel up the liner paper on the other tab. We can fold the right side of the box flat on top of that. Then we can peel up the liner paper on that tab there, and then fold the left part of the box down, forming the entire shadow box. Next, I'm going to take out one of my favorite new sets, and that's Oh Gnome. And I went ahead and stamped, colored, and cut out some of these cute little gnomes here. So I've got the little sitting gnome and the mushroom and a little speech bubble there that says, "Oh Gnome, sorry I forgot." So I'm going to layer my gnome onto the little mushroom there, and then we'll add some adhesive to the back of the mushroom and attach him into those flowers, which I think is a super cute look. And then I'm going to do the same trick with the acetate. So I'm going to cut a piece about 1/8 of an inch thick, or this one might have been a little bit more like 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to attach that speech bubble on the top. And then we're going to go ahead and attach that whole thing into the box. Now my piece of acetate was a little bit long, so I placed that speech bubble where I want it. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim off any of the excess. Then we can add some adhesive to the back of that and layer that in. And so now the speech bubble looks like it's floating right next to the cute little gnome. I'm going to take out some of the spiffy speckles again, this time in the green color to do the banner. That way it'll kind of be like grass, but it's a banner. So I'm going to stamp in some jalapeno ink, the happy belated birthday, to go along with the oh gnome, sorry I forgot. And we're going to stamp that onto this pretty pattern paper, and then I'm going to use one of these sentiment banner dies to die cut it. Now my banner die was a little bit too long, but there's a cool little trick for that. So we can cut it once, and then you can line up that banner exactly where you like it to go. You can fit that die cut piece right between those two cut lines, hold it in place with some low tack tape, run it through your die cut machine, and now you have a custom length of a sentiment banner. So I'll add some adhesive to the back of that, and then we can go ahead and layer that right onto the box. And now this cute little shadow box is all done. I love how adorable it is. This guy's also going to be able to fold flat and fit into a standard size envelope, which is so great. And then here you can see just exactly how that's going to work. I can mail them right off and send it to someone and make them smile even if I did forget their birthday. And then here is a comparison of both the park and spring add-ons. They're so gorgeous, and one of the things that I love about them is that you can mix and match them together, and you can mix and match them with other shadow box card inserts. So that's what we're going to be doing on the next card here. So we've gone ahead and cut 2 shadow box pieces out of the new apricot cardstock. We're going to fold in half there right in the middle and then fold along that little piece for the side. And then we're going to take that window die and line it up onto this already die cut piece. So this is just a different way to die cut your window. So we're going to line that right up, hold that in place with some low tack tape, and run it through the die cut machine. And now we're ready to create a shadow box with that awesome kind of half dome shape. Now for the back of the card, we'll do the same thing. We'll fold in the center, and then we'll fold, creating that little tab. And then we can add some tape there to both of the tabs on the piece with the window and the piece without. So here we're going to take out the Spiffy Speckles pattern paper. I love this paper so much. It has the beautiful, most subtle detail to it. And then we're going to go ahead and die cut some pieces here. So we're going to take out some of this beautiful blue paper, and we're going to cut that to the 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then we're going to layer one of those treetops there that's been die cut from some of the white Spiffy Speckles paper, and now that's going to look like a little cloud in the background. We can then add some liquid glue to that whole piece that's been cut to the same size as that back panel. Then we can start to decorate the front, this time using that little puffy piece there as a tree topper. So we've got that awesome little woodgrain cardstock tree trunk there, and then we've got that beautiful tree top. So here we have the inserts cut from both the park and the spring add-on. So we layered on all of those flowers, and now we're going to be layering on some fake tan cardstock to be the center of those flowers. And we're going to layer that to the back this time, which is just a little bit of a different look here. So you can see just how cute those are, just like that. And then we can fold along the 2 tabs that the die creates for us on both the little park add-on and the spring add-on, so the grass and the flowers. We'll also add some tape to all of those tabs on both of the insert pieces. So here we have some cute little bunnies, and they've been cut from some white cardstock and some fog cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and take a little colored pencil and add some pink to the ears of the bunny and then some little rosy cheeks. This is a really quick and easy little detail that really adds a lot to a cute little simple die cut like this. So we're going to layer this window right on top, and we're actually going to work on decorating these pieces before we even put them on the inside of the box. So this is another way to start your decoration. So we're going to layer that little jumping bunny on the front, and then we're going to layer the standing bunny on the back. And so this shadow box is actually going to be an almost completely die cut shadow box. So I think it's really fun to use all of the elements from these sets into your shadow box. So here we're going to go ahead and layer the flowers, and the flowers are going to be towards the back of the box. So you can see we're putting them closer to the sky. Then we're going to flap that piece over. Then we're going to take the grass, and that's going to be towards the front, so that's going to be closer to the window. So we're going to layer that, lining it up with the bottom there and attaching it right into that smaller side panel. Then we can go ahead and flap that one over flat too. Then we can peel up the liner paper on both of those tabs and do exactly as we did before, except for this time we've put 2 inserts into the box. So we're going to go ahead and push that one closed just like that, and then we can go ahead and peel up that liner paper and close the box. So you can see now how it's formed, and I love that we have the 2 inserts in there to add even more dimension into the box. We're going to die cut the simple wavy banner from some mermaid cardstock and then stamp "Love You Lots" from the wavy saying stamp set onto there. And then we can go ahead and layer that onto the box. And I love how it looks like it's almost coming out from the tree when we layer it onto the box. Then we'll trim off any of the excess, and then we can start to work on decorating the box using the little elements from this set. So we're going to use the little flowers and also the butterflies that are included in these different die sets. And you can see how cute those flowers look in the tree, and then how sweet it is to add these butterflies all around these cute little spring bunnies. I love that this box just looks exactly like spring. I can't wait for warm weather to get here. So there you can see the cute little butterflies all around and just how adorable this card is looking. And for one last finishing touch, we're going to add a butterfly right to that tree trunk. And now this card is all done. You can easily put it in an envelope nice and flat just like that, and then you can mail it off and just makes someone's day. So isn't that absolutely adorable? And so now we have some gorgeous shadow box cards by the design team, and this one by Audrey is so sweet. I love how she has the trees in the background and how she used that cute horse from Hay there. Kay used all of the elements from these shadow box add-ons on the front of a card, and I think that's such a cool way to get more out of your shadow box card pieces. And then here you can see how she created an adorable shadow box card where she has her bunny flying through the air using a little piece of acetate, and I think it's so pretty and so much fun. This card here by Elena is so sweet. I love how she used the little insert window upside down so that it's got this cool rounded edge on the bottom, and how she layered 2 sets of trees. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. This card here by Megan is so much fun. I love all of those little chicks getting ready for Easter and the cute banner all the way on top. And then this one by Megan is so sweet. I love her layered trees and all of those adorable little squirrels. Oh my goodness, it's so sweet. And then I love all of the layers that she created on this little Easter one. You can see there's so many going back. It's so amazing to see, especially in person. And then this card here by Melissa is so sweet. I love how the bunny is putting the bow on the basket. So I cannot wait to see what kind of amazing shadow boxes you guys create. So make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!